One thing I forgot though in my post-game interview today was to give a message to Samux because he is still at the hospital recovering. Oh. So I wanted to give him a shout out and wish him the best. We all miss him, and what he's going through is just sad for him, honestly. But we hope the best for him.
Hey everyone, this is Pool Party Darius, joined here by Kold from the Unicorns of Love after a very crucial win against Giants Gaming. Playoffs is still possible. That must feel nice.
Yeah, definitely feels very nice, honestly. If we didn't win today, I would be rather depressed, I think, because honestly, this is what you work for the whole year. We started from the scratch, from nothing, and then if we end the split like this, then what actually happened this year, kind of. So it means so much, honestly. It can't be described how much it is, but the dream is still alive, so we will work our asses off the next couple of weeks to try to reach it.
I think it's still pretty much possible if you just win all your games, essentially. And Exile today, one of his best performances on Yasuo so far. Yeah,
definitely. I feel like we had a good 3-man core of the Rombo and the Sejuani and the Sejuani. So we had easy time forcing fights, and I felt like we have been not playing very well lately, and we're just getting kind of destroyed by the best teams. So we needed a comp that was just a little bit easier to play, and I think that worked out today. But for the future games, we really need to step up our game, because right now we're doing way too many individual errors, and we can't, before the game even get to a point where we can play the game together, then it's just lost, and you leave the stage with this empty, angry feeling of you don't want this to happen again, but then it happens again, and so in many ways today was relieving that we won, but I'm not satisfied with how we've been playing lately, and we have a lot of stuff that we need to get better for us to win. So
yeah, it's still gonna look tough. Splice looks strong. Vitality just went 2-0 again. Rocket might go 2-0 today as well. Oh yeah, they lost. I'm an idiot. Yeah, they played against Vitality today. Lost. Yeah, I know. I'm just sometimes scheduling is when you watch.
Close.
It was. Oh yeah.
Relative. It could be worse, The enemy team could have 15-0 really, or something like this,
Yeah, so luckily that never happens in pro play.
Relative to that, was pretty close.
Yeah, but 15-0 Aurelia, that never happens in pro play. It's that's absurd.
I feel like that's a nightmare I had somewhere in my life, but I don't know where it comes from.
What do you do when if that would happen to you? Do you just quit your job after that?
I have this one image where I'm Trundle and I'm under my tower, full HP, and there's a Rilla just walking in my face and kills me, and I'm like, what just happened? I don't even believe it. So I press tab and I see my screen is gray, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? And then so maybe that was some cheats, or I don't know. There must have been something wrong with how the game went.
Yeah, but the screen went off, or something happened there. I think. Nobody saw that.
Yeah, I don't really want to remind myself too much about it, because it's not a good dream.
No, we're not going to talk about it. Even more maybe of a nightmare people might have about the Wukong mid. Even though it wasn't as brutal, it was still... Yeah. What's worse, losing to a 15-0 Aurelia or losing to Wukong mid?
Definitely Wukong, honestly. But Wukong it's so troll. I can't believe it. You stand in the middle of the lane, then you just press S, and you're like, is he using W? What is he doing? And then maybe you start laughing, and then you trick him a little bit. I've seen Caps play it, and I just get slightly triggered just from him playing it. So I'm not even sure what is happening, but yeah, it works, and it's surprisingly better than I thought. So props to him for trying it out. For all the time he has inted me in solo queue, it must have something good came out of it. So yeah, props to him for that.
I mean, maybe it's just like a mental strategy as well, you know, like break your enemies even before the game starts by disrespecting them.
The problem for Caps nowadays is that he's pulling it out there. He's putting out the content that he's trying to mind game people all the time. So it's not even a mind game when you know he's already mind gaming. So he needs to honestly get his shit together, because it's not. I don't think it will work in the long run.
Because he needs to like stop mind gaming at the time people still think he's mind gaming, so he's double mind gaming. You know?
I'm sure after he will watch this interview, he will reevaluate his strategies around this.
He will only play serious champs, or maybe he will play like AP Tryndamere. Either go complete serious or complete troll.
Yeah, we will see. He's crazy, but in a good way, probably.
Why do we always have such players from Europe, man? Like. That's just iconic, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it comes from how you get schooled in the solo queue, and yeah, I've seen the worst people come out of solo queue, like people that come straight out of solo queue into a team environment. It's like you need at least 2-3 weeks to just turn around their shitty habits of how solo queue works, and calling people words I cannot say in this interview, left and right. So yeah, we have also had these slight problems with Nian, because he's very, very young, and he definitely has some habits from solo queue that are not healthy for him growing as a player. So I've seen some of the stuff that happens when this is a thing.
Yeah. Who would have thought that 18, 19-year-olds playing video games all day, that could turn out bad in some sort of way?
I never thought I myself was that bad back then, but maybe I just can't remember because I'm getting old. I'm not sure.
I mean, sometimes, yeah, it's probably like a mix of both. I mean, if your name used to be trashy, what does that say about you, like your behavior and stuff?
Yeah. Like I feel like we should just cut it here. Like we can't go into this. It's the past.
It's the past.
We need to look.
It's cold now. Yeah. You've become a new person.
Some people still run into me and they're like, "What's up, trashy?" And I'm like, "Bro, come on. This is a serious version of myself." So, yeah.
Finally grown up. Have you paid your taxes yet?
I mean, of course,
yeah,
of course.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm a professional. Come on. Of course, anyone in my position pays taxes. That's just how it works.
Yeah, I remember talking to a manager like a year ago from an undisclosed gaming team, and he's German, and like most of the players weren't German, and then he comes into the gaming house and it's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, everyone, you know, you paid your taxes, right?" And they're like, "What the fuck? No."
But nowadays, for context, nowadays it actually this needs to be a thing.
Yeah, of course, it's the law. I mean,
I can say from not from my own personal experience, but just from good stories back in the day, there has definitely been some holes in that you could abuse with this. But you know, I don't really have any like details about it or anything. But I've seen it be a thing. But nowadays we're very professional, even in Europe.
Yeah. I know, and your owner is very adamant about that, which I think is a very good thing. A few owners are.
We're not cheating the system.
Yeah, not anymore.
I promise.
Esports has gotten slightly less shady over the years.
Yes.
Well, speaking of slightly less shady in esports, though, so like we've seen a lot of substitutions, and I know that it used to be a thing that if you get substituted, you essentially don't get a salary anymore and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like. How does that work? Because, especially in NA, I wonder, because like in Europe, at least in Germany, when you have a contract and it runs until a certain date, the company is still obliged to pay until then.
Yeah. I think there are some, I mean, it depends. I mean, it really depends on the contract, obviously. There will be contracts where you get a certain amount of stuff when you're in the lineup. When you're on the bench, you get less. It really depends on how much you actually. The thing is, there are people out there that try to give you a bad contract where they can punish you if this kind of stuff happens. But for me personally, I put a lot of effort into actually having a contract that I'm satisfied with. I'm pretty lucky that I have a dad that also puts effort into helping me, because especially in the past, I have run into so many people that gave you a contract that is just not good for you. And I still nowadays see young people that just don't double check everything. Like, you need to actually run through this because it's so important. You can really fuck up your life for like 1 or 2 years, but if you don't have a proper contract. So this is pretty serious, and I think nowadays we have a lot of good owners, especially in Europe. The last couple of years for me, I have had owners that want the best for me and didn't have an interest of screwing me over. So I'm pretty grateful for that. So, but it's definitely out there, and it's important to look at.
Yeah, get a lawyer, get an agent, get someone that helps you with that kind of stuff.
Yes, I agree.
Or
dad.
Or
can work too.
Yeah.
Or mom.
Family member.
I mean, yeah.
Uncle.
Anything.
Third grade sibling.
Probably not some beach boy that has like ready for the beach kind of shirt on.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
I mean, I have never studied law, so you know, it's like
I was not referring to you, but
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you for clarifying.
Maybe I was.
Yeah. No, it's just in the past now. You know, it's next episode. Next episode of Euphoria. Have you ever been to Euphoria?
I did, but they didn't invite me this split so far.
Oh, okay.
Pretty disappointed. I thought this Deficio and Dracos was like almost bros, you know, but nowadays I don't even know anymore.
Damn, they've changed.
Yeah, maybe it's because we're so garbage and playing like shit, you know. But that could, yeah. If they invite me, I'm always down, you know. But yeah.
Have they even invited a Unicorns player from this split? I don't think so.
No.
What? How rude! Wow, Dracos, Deficio. Maybe you're watching this. I will hit them up in backstage, and I will literally physically hit them up.
Like, I thought we were actually friends, but yeah.
My heart breaks with this news. It's like it's so sad. It's so tragic.
I'm sad as well.
Maybe you. I actually recommend Jesus and you. So maybe that could be a funny combination going to Euphoria.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of Polster talk, and then there's Dracos.
I think we would be pretty straight up. Like, we're both pretty honest about stuff, and we're not afraid of saying what is actually true. So that could be exciting, yeah.
Okay, so Deficio, Dracos, if you're watching this, Jesus and Kold. That sounds like a fun combination, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you wanna
just make the podcast Danish at that point, though? Throw the Dracos out of the window.
Throw the American out the window.
Yeah.
Poor Dracos, man. He gets all the flame, then he needs to cheerlead and drag down Splice, and yeah, he's just unlucky, man.
He's one of a kind at this point for me.
Do you want to make a hashtag for all the people that watch until now?
A hashtag?
A hashtag.
I'm not good with hashtags.
Just it's cold now or something like that.
One thing I forgot though in my post-game interview today was to give a message to Samux, because he is still at the hospital recovering. Oh. So I wanted to give him a shout out and wish him the best. We all miss him, and what he's going through is just sad for him, honestly. Like, but we hope the best for him. So
he's actually at the hospital.
Yeah, he's at the hospital. I can't really go too much into it, but I just wanna wish him the best, and we all care about him. But right now, we're just trying to focus so much on actually getting good performance and trying our best to get the best out of the situation. So, but I wish him the best.
I'm sure he would want that, exactly. Mm-hmm. So maybe hashtag get well soon, Samux.
Yes.
That sounds good. So if you watch until then, hashtag get well soon, Samux.
Not sure about the hashtag, but yeah.
For someone that is supposed to like make his money with fingers, you're not that good with fingers, mate.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let that slide. Anything you want to say to the fans? No, that's it. Okay, good. This was Kold and Paul Party Darius from the Shotcaller. I hope you had a good day. See you then. Hey everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller, and I hope you just enjoyed that video. This is a generic end card, of course, so make sure to click here for a different interview, or here for a different interview, or about here to subscribe to the Shotcaller. We very much appreciate your support, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.